आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेतेन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धन्ति च मनोरथः लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षमग्रद्वयं निगमशाकिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रहविघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरन्नः सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. So we had completed the general introduction, a basic introduction to the Varnas. So once we have completed the practicing, knowing, aware of what the Varnas are, now the two other things that we need to know is how to pronounce them. This is one thing. So the classification, yesterday as I was saying, the classification of all these Varnas are based on certain things. What are the certain considerations that we are taking? The first one that we are taking into consideration is nothing but the places of origin, the sthanas from which they originate. So this has been split into, see, we have to understand in the course orientation itself, I had said, we have to understand our physiology. So this is how our mouth looks like. Over here, we can see there are different places. So these different places, the first one is Kantha. It starts over here. So this Kantha is the origin for Akara, Kuvarga, or sorry, Kavarga, which is represented by the letter Ku, Hakara. It gets uh, originated and without any kind of obstructions, it comes out. The shwasa, that the air that we breathe, that it, the vayu, prana vayu, it goes over, it originates over here and it comes out without any kind of obstructions. There should not be any obstructions. Then we have ichu ya ikara. Chu represents chavarga, and then yavarga. They all originate over here at the kantha, but they have something called as talu. What is this talu? This is our teeth. Just behind the teeth, there is hard roof of the throat, of the mouth. This hard roof is called as talu. Ichu. See, we can see E. We can see that our mouth actually lifts, and then E, our tongue goes near to the top of the hard palate, talu. Then we have Ritu Rashana Murdha. Murdha is the middle roof or the softer part of the roof of the mouth. So the harder part is talu. Just behind that, we have a softer part. We can use our tongue and touch the top. So there, the softer palate roof of the mouth is called as murdha. So rakara, if I say my tongue goes slightly towards that, and that the tongue, this is the roof, the tongue is coming over here, and then over between these two, that sound is actually generated. R, two. Two means tavarga, and rakara again. Ra. These all are, it starts from kantha, it gets obstructed at the murdha region, and then the vayu comes out pronouncing this particular sound. Then lritu lasanam danta teeth. These sounds, lrkara, tavarga, ta, la, all of them need the help of teeth. Only when the tongue touches the teeth, we are able to pronounce these letters. Then Upadmaniyam oshtau. Ukara, u, and then pu means pavarga. Oshtau is just the top or the little inside part of our lips. Oshtau, o, the inside part. So this we can see over here. This oshtau. This is called as oshtau. So we need the obstruction from oshtau to pronounce ukara pavarga. Then all the fifth letters of Vargiya Vyanjanas, ñ, ma, ñ, na, na, all these five, ñamananam, all these five can be pronounced only with the help of Nasika. So we are not letting air outside of the mouth. It originates over here, but it goes through the, see, we have a, see, this is our nose. Here, there is a bifurcation over here. So it gets originated in the kantha. Instead of the sound moving, air moving over here, we move it over here. The expulsion comes over here. Therefore, this is Nasika. All these, the last letters of all the Vargiya Vyanjanas, they are Nasika cha. Nasika cha, not just Nasika. See, they have their particular Vargas, right? For example, this is Chavarga. Nye, nye is Chavarga. So Chavarga over here, it gets Talu. So the obstruction is both over here, that is the air, it starts over here, the sound, it bifurcates, and then the expulsion is one part goes over here, Talu, it get obstructed, then it comes out through the mouth, and one part it goes to the nasal. So therefore, it is Talu plus the first nya is Talu plus Nasika. Then Ma is Oshtau plus Nasika. Nya is Kantha plus Nasika. Na, 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 na. See, the difference over here whenever we pronounce th, 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 the na, na is danta. Na is not danta. Na is folding. It gets, na is murdha. So it gets folded, touches the soft palate, then it unfolds. So that is the right way to say na, 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 na. So it should be pronounced properly. Na also has oshtha and then, sorry, murdha plus nasika. Nakara has danta plus nasika. Makara has oshtha and nasika. A, I. A and I. A and I has both kantha talu. Kantha and then talu. So both of them leads, both of them, the mix of these two sound, the obstruction moving from that hitting the sound over here, both of them contribute to these sounds. A, I, both of them. O and Au get kantha plus oshtha. See, kantha has to be there because the origination of the sound is from there. Kantha, oshtha, kantoshtham. Then vakara, ba, va, va, we are seeing that the teeth, there is a fold of the lower lip, va, va, va. So, and it is touching the teeth. So, it is dantha plus oshtha. Dantha plus oshtha, because it is touching the inside part of the lips, that is oshtha. And the teeth is touching it, so it is dantoshtam. Then Jihwa we have learnt about it, but we can understand that only when we read words. Jihwa are basically those sounds that come, it is a formation of visarga. When we find visarga, after that we find kavarga, that is the first two letters of the harder consonants of kavarga, that is k and k. After a visarga, ich sound comes over there. Ich. So that jihva mulya, we find it over there. Then all the anuswaras, all these things have nasika also to them. So this is the origin of how to pronounce these particular varnas. So that has been given to us through this. So this is the representation where akara, this is one. Okay, we will look at all the places of origin. At the throat, it is going to be akara, that is a. Ku, ku is kavarga, aku, and then ha. Akuha visarjaniyam kantaha. Then talu. At the talu, we get e, and then cha, ichu. Chu it says, so all the chavarga. Ichu. Then ya, sha, nam, talu. Nam means it is Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachana. Okay. So that means of all these things. So the the Ucharana Sthana of all these Varnas are Talu. Then we have, when we say Akara, it includes both Hasva and Dirgha. When we say Ikara, it includes both Hasva and Dirgha. So when I say akuha, there is no akuha or there is no a sthana. It is from the same sthana itself. Then we have r. See, ritu, to, takara. To is takara. Tavarga. Ra, sha. So usually the differentiation between this sha and this sha is that one is talavya, the other one is murdhanya. So Talavya Shakara is Shankara Shakara and Murdhanya Shakara is Shandmuga Shakara. So here we know Murdha, when we are saying this Sha, Shandmuga, the, uh, the tongue must roll, it must fold and it must touch the Murdha. See, it should touch the Murdha, soft palate. So the second sha, shanmuga sha, we have the tip of the tongue must touch the softer palate. Sha, 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 sha. But Shankara sha, the tongue doesn't fold. The tongue is sha, sha. It touches the harder part of the roof of the mouth. Sha. But when we are talking about Murdhanyasha, Shanmukasha, Sha, Sha, Shankarasha, Talavyata, Sha, Sha. There is no effort over there. So these two has to be noted. All these, that is Rakara, Reva, Shakara, Tavarga, they all have Murdhanya origin. Murdha, which is nothing but soft palate of the mouth, soft roof. Then for tavarga and lakara, sakara, lakara, sakara, tavarga, we need the help of teeth to pronounce it. So this is danta. The effort is danta. Then we have ukara. Ukara Pavarga. All the Pavarga. Pavarga is Papha, Papha, Ma. All these and Bakara. All of them, we need Oshtau lips. The inside, not the outside. Interior part of the lips. So the sthanas, the origin of all these things are from these spots in our mouth. Now we need to understand how detailed the sthanas have been studied, because these Ucharana sthanas are not something that we are noticing today because we are saying it. This has been given in the sutras itself. These are Panini sutras. What we are seeing, Akuha Visarjaniyam Kanthaha, Ichueshanam Talu, these are Panini Sutras. So this has already been noticed, observed, and it has been mentioned. So we need to understand how in detail the whole process of pronunciation has been studied by our elders. AI is Kanthatalu, the soft part, the hard part, and the Kantha, the just before the teeth, the hard part of the roof of the mouth, that part, and then Kanthatalu. Then we have Kanthost. O and Au is Kantha plus Oshtau. Oshtau is again the inside part of the lips. O and Au. The other two uh, part of the vowels is and aha. And aha. Now, is anuswaraha. Again, the is nasika. Is nasika. Akara is again from the kantha. And is written like this. Same like a, there is one cap over there, and then over that we have one small dot. So again, all the vyanjanas, when it gets added to they become kam, kham, gum, gham. So they also get this particular dot over them. So normally as we write for akara, we write ka, then we put one dot over there. This becomes kam. Then in the same way, takara, normal, then we put a dot. So it becomes tam. So this is how is represented. The last one is aha. It is not aha, it is ah. We can see that it is half. Now that also we will understand that the time taken to say something is measured by something called as matra kala. Matra kala. So when we say matra, there are different measures of what a matra is. Some shastras have taken the blinking of an eye as one matra kala. Some take the shwasa, time taken to breathe, as one matra kala. It depends on whatever it may be. We can take it to the modern connotation of 1 second. 1 second is equal to one matra kala. There, what we need to understand is all the hrasvas, that is akara, ikara, rikara, ukara, all of them have one matra kala. That means for 1 second they get pronounced. They are there. A, E, R, U. More than one matra kala, we call it as dirgha. More than one matra kala, we usually take two matra kala because there is one more varga for more than two. So if there is two matra kala, then we say it is dirgha. A, E, R, U. So same when it gets applied over here, the hrasvas that we add, all of them will get one matra kala, and then the dirghas will all get two matra kala. Now there is third prabheda, that is pluta. So if there is 3 or plus matra kalas, more than 3 seconds of pronunciation, the breathe, the air is coming out, means it goes to something called as pluta. This is used only in Vaidika mantras, not in Laukika Sambhashana. Here, when we talk about Visarga, this gets half matra kala. It is not complete. So therefore, this is not aha, it is ah. That's all. Apart from this, the categorization is also towards prayatna. From at what point of time are we putting the efforts to pronounce them? Now, there are five prayatnas that we are talking about. Actually, there are two bifurcations, abhyantara and then bahyantara. But we will only talk about the one that has been the vargas have been coming over here. Otherwise, it will get complicated. There are 11 in the bahyantara. We will not go towards that. So the five prayatnas that we are talking about is how the mouth behaves when we are seeing these vargas, varnas. So the first one is savrata. Savrata. Savrata is a little closed. Uh, there is no opening of the mouth as much. Uh, Opening the mouth opens, actually the kantha doesn't completely open up. Uh, but the next one is called as vivrata. Vivrata prayatna opens the mouth completely. A, E, E. So there is opening of the mouth completely. So the effort is there. This effort, this is one type of effort. Savrata also there is one type of effort. Then ikara gets one kind of effort. All these swaras, they get vivrata. They are vivrata. We cannot say them without opening our mouth. Akara little closed, but the mouth opens nonetheless. The kantha is not completely open. That is the reason that it can also be considered as savrata. Now, vivrata, all the vowels, akara, e, u, r, without opening our mouth, it is not possible. Next is Ishad Vivrata, slightly open. These are, we don't need too much efforts over here. Ha, ha, sh, sh, ta. So it is slightly open. The effort is with respect to opening of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, and then the tongue. Then we have Sprishta. Sprishta is where the lips or the osta, they try to come together. At some point of time, they try to touch any parts of the mouth. So either that, or that the roof, the tongue is touching any part of the tongue over here is touching any part of the mouth. There is some kind of sparsha. Therefore, they are called as sprishta. So, the tongue moves like this. The middle part of the tongue comes up. Kha, cha, ta. So the tongue is touching the parts of the mouth. Therefore, there is sprishta. Ishat sprishta, there is a slight contact. Yeah. It goes close, but it might not touch as much. Yeah. Ra. Ra, we find that the top of the mouth and the tongue, it doesn't actually touch. Small contact is there, but the word, it moves the tongue like this. The vibrations that is caused by pushing that tongue outside. So that is Ishat Sprishta, slightly open. So these are the five prayatnas that we have in pronouncing these different Varnas. So with that, we complete this workbook full. whatever we were using, this whole complete has been done. Alpa prana we know, Mahaprana we know. Again, there are two kinds of bifurcation with Vargiya and Avargiya. First two letters of all the Vargiya Vyanjanas, this is called as hard consonants or Karkasha Vyanjanas. The next three are all Mrudu Vyanjanas. The first one is Alpa Prana. We don't need much effort. Second letter is Mahaprana. Third one is again Alpa Prana. And then fourth one is Mahaprana. So all of them, they have been split into, they have been bifurcated based on the sthana origin of uh, the prayatna and origin of the voice, and then the prayatna, and then how they sound, hard, soft, and how much effort, how much air, prana should be given. Should it be forced? Should it be smooth? Should it be long? Time taken to pronounce it. So these are the different factors considered in classifying the whole of this particular Varnamala. And now, since we have learnt the sthanas, how to pronounce them, and we have learnt how to write them, we have to learn how to identify them. So this part alone, we will do it in the upcoming class. This, we will have an interactive session where those who are involved in the session, they can raise their hands and they can read out, they can identify which Varna this is. And then we have questions also. We have questions. So we will do some exercises in the upcoming class. So this topic is completed. If anybody has any doubts as such, they can ask.
Mahodaya,
हाँ
namaste. You said do one Vyanjana apni bola na, Karka Vyanjana, and the other one is
Mrudu, Mrudu. Karkasha and
Mrudu.
Mrudu.
Okay. Mrudu. Karka or Karka?
No, Karkasha. Karkasha means
Karkasha.
hard to hear.
Okay.
Rough.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Yes. Any other doubts? Clarifications? Astu. Can we move on to exercises from the next session? Identifying the aksharas?
Okay, Ji.
Yes, sir.
Astu. Dhanyawad. Then we will conclude today's class, and I wish you all happy Ganesh Chaturthi upcoming, and then Gauri Ganesha. Today's Swarna Gauri Vrata, and tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturthi. So uh, happy Gauri Ganesha to all of you. Tomorrow there won't be class. We will resume it day after. Dhanyawad Sarvebhyah.
Dhanyawadaha, Mahodaya. Thank you.
धन्यवादः महोदय
धन्यवादः
Swasti.
महोदय।
Dhanyawadaha.
धन्यवादः. Let me just do the samarpanam. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. Yes. धन्यवादः.